Alright, I have never played Micro Mages before. My understanding of this game from the quick Steam description is that this was actually made for the NES. And they released a PC version of it on Steam, but it's just emulating the NES ROM. So that's kind of cool. I've played one other game made for the NES. That's Battle Kid, that was released after the NES's life cycle was over, and I'm a big fan of it. Long forgotten times, 4 mages set off to save their beloved princess from the demon fortress. Press A. 1 player. Oh, it's got a password system. Wild. Oh, that's cute. It's kind of like, you know, I never actually played beyond like the first screen as an adult, but oh, there's a cool like wall jump mechanic. So I'm gonna say Kid Icarus. Okay, you can do as much wall jumping as you like, and you can shoot up. Got it. It's kind of a Towerfall style control system. And you can shoot what looks like a checkpoint. That's cool. Looks like I've got some kind of purple juice. Nice. Minimize the amount of memory used in the stages. Oh, that's interesting. I think this is definitely the smallest character sprite I've seen in an NES game. So this is kind of like a tech challenge for them. I assume this has similar NES restrictions, like on the number of sprites that could be on the screen at one time. Sure, the role of the fairy. Interesting. So was just the challenge, like, did they end up having to do that to fit the whole game on there, or was that just kind of like a challenge they were setting for themselves? So this would be pretty fun 4-player. Ooh, cute. It would be fun if more games tried to like optimize even though they don't have to. Get a lot of cool experiences out of that. A lot of what happens in Earthbound is because of how Iwata was crazy. Oh, that's cool. Well, I lost it immediately, but got it for next time. Yeah, so far this reminds me a bit of Kid Icarus. The like 1 or 2 levels I've played of it on an emulator as an adult. I never actually knew that game existed as a kid. Can't drop through the floor. Good to know. Evil goats, always a treat. Game's 40 KB. What can you give me a size for a typical, like how big is Mario 3? I think what's an NES game that needed to have a expansion chip? Probably one of the later Castlevanias, Castlevania 3 maybe? Yeah, I think it's actually kind of auto-scrolling, but I'm not sure. I think it's auto-scrolling extremely slowly. Because if I stand still, it still is doing it. It looks like it scrolls faster as you're climbing, which is nice. That would make speedrunners happy, I bet. Okay, so it's like a glide ability. Gotcha. Mario 3 is 222. Maybe Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound Zero. I think it was one of the very last NES games to be pressed. I don't think it used any expansion chips though. Ouch, that was my fairy. Oh, that's a cute mechanic, okay. Little blood spatter is cool. Oh, that's interesting. So they made it with the same limitations that were available for Mario Bros. 1, basically. Smart. Yeah, it would be cool if more devs would give themselves unnecessary limitations. Limitations definitely do breed creativity. That's how I'm supposed to dodge that. He destroys the walls over time. Hey! Cutting it close, but we did it. $2869. Okay, that's a good way to make sure you understand you can climb those and that before the screen starts scrolling there. Neat. This game seems to have a lot of cool discovery of stage mechanics. Oh, it's not just jumping and wall jumping, there's also ropes and pipes. So I'm guessing they pressed this as an actual physical cart. Battle Kit did have a physical cart, so I ask. It's nice of them to stop the auto scroll there. Clever. Because having a password system means that they don't need to have they can save some space, they don't need to include a save battery. There we go. It's interesting that this game is so much quieter than Castle in the Darkness, given that it's also a Family Tracker soundtrack. I guess it's because it's not a Family Tracker soundtrack. It's literally using the NES sound chip to make the sound, right? Whereas the developer of Castle in the Darkness probably composed it in Family Tracker and then exported it as like an MP3 or something and maybe messed around with the levels. I'm glad it's off screen. There's let me see if I can show it real quick without breaking anything. There's like a Steam pop-up. Oh no, it's cut off here. There's a Steam pop-up in the bottom right corner where it's like, you can play with friends with remote play, but it's like it's faded in, and it's the animation of it fading out is trapped on my screen, and I keep seeing it in the corner of my eye, and it's driving me crazy. Fortunately, it's not coming through the stream. Some games really don't like the Steam overlay. Evil Goat. Bubble attack's pretty brutal. Yep, these guys are micro mages. Good description of them. Oh, I like the little heart flying up to the top of the screen. It reminds me of Mario 2 USA. Cute. Boss room. And it uses the rope mechanic we just learned about. Clever. Oh, and it's got like a Donkey Kong thing going on too. Neat. I dig it. 2869. I didn't trigger that. Maybe it was a fake. Small sorcerers. Well. I'm curious to see what the actual game over condition is here. You get benefits for destroying checkpoints. Extra points or something, I think, but Shovel Knight does that? Okay, I see the little orb now. First try. Look at them reminds me of Magica, which is a game that I wish was better than it is. 3645. I never played Magica 2. Magica 2 worse. My big issue with Magica 1... Hey, thanks for the follow, Greta. The big issue with Magica 1 is just that it didn't feel very polished. Like, it didn't run very well. The level design wasn't great. It was a really cool concept. And when it was fun, it was super fun. I just wish it was a little cleaner. Hey, Kurito, how you doing? It's Deathwater. The first one didn't have that feeling of, like, intent behind the level design that I talk about so often. I was like, oh, I see, they set up this part of the level to force me to learn how to use the rope, or whatever. Like, it was kind of just like, you threw these characters, these mechanics into these, like, almost arbitrarily laid out stages. They were never set up to really teach you anything. It bummed me out because it's such a cool control style. Daisy. Yeah, hey Kurito, if you check out faq.marstead.com, that should give you some ideas. But the gist of it is that viewers are earning currency in chat. You check your currency with !SP. You can use your SP to vote for games at marstead.com using the chat commands listed there, and then we'll play the games people vote for. Yeah, so in the case of .hack, that was somebody's subblock. A subscriber requested that I play the game for about an hour. It hasn't come back up on subblock, and no one's put it on the voting spreadsheet. So until it comes back on subblock, or someone puts it on voting system, you probably won't see it for a while. But if you go to Marstead.com in the games database list, you can see which games we've already started, which ones we've beaten. I think it's something like slightly more than half of the list has been beaten. Maybe half of them are one-offs from subblock. There are too many games outside of subblock that we've started and not finished. I have to think about it. A couple like launch titles, like we played a bunch of 3DS games on launch for a while there with the 3DS capture card. I played a little... Basically anything on there that's not subblock that we started and didn't finish was something we played on launch. Back when I was trying to do at least a teensy baby amount of hype chasing. I love how I splatter into blood when I touch water. 3645. If I had a fairy, it would be a little bit better. So I'm not gonna go for that chest. Though it probably has a fairy in it, right? Gradius problems. There's an extra life, that's good. Thanks, game. I wonder what causes those to spawn. Three, 6, 4, 5. So this is probably the boss stage. Already got one. Ah, no worries. Yeah, that's the basic idea. Stuff gets added via the voting system. If it gets added that way, we play it till we beat it. If a Twitch or a Patreon subscriber adds a game, we play it for an hour every time that subscriber gets drawn. So I think, I want to say PKK Ratchet added .hack forever ago, and then switched to adding the Ratchet & Clank series on their sublog, so that's why you haven't seen it since then. But it will almost certainly be back. I know there's quite a few people that are into that series. The OG trapped in an MMO game, right? Was .hack a video game first, or was it an anime first? Whoa! This guy's pretty gnarly looking. He's got evil bats that he summons. Is his staff the thing that takes damage? Does he inflict contact damage himself? Don't think he has any contact damage, okay. Gotcha. Whatever. This is where having the feather would be really nice. I like how sight readable this game is. They must have been developed in tandem then, right? You can just release a game that fast, I feel like. I like this bat. It has just enough health that you have to kind of run away and deal with it. I'm sure speedrunners could do some shenanigans with it, but... maybe I don't think anything from the start. Interesting. Sweet. 7641. So what's the typical size of a sprite in this game? It looks like it's like... it's bigger than 4x4. Is it 8x8 maybe? I'm used to 16x16 for the NES. Yeah, that sounds right. I like just about everything. As a kid, I was really into JRPGs. Probably my favorite genre growing up. I just wanted games to be long because I was poor and didn't own many games. I still like JRPGs. A little bit harder on them these days. Do more. Soulsborne games are pretty far up my alley right now. This is a kind of action RPG. Anything that's in the style of something like Mass Effect or Horizon Zero Dawn works for me. Yep, you can vote. Oh shit. Ouch. You might have to like pull up the voting spreadsheet on your phone or something to see a game that you want to vote for, but just type that list of commands in. RTS games are my favorite, yeah. I was watching like a Casually Explained video or something, and he was talking about, I guess he got really hard into StarCraft at some point, like StarCraft 2, and was in Grandmaster. And he was talking about how he was a kid, he played RTS games, and he's like, I used to really just love loading up the map and just building stuff without caring about winning. And I'm like, maybe that's how you get into it. Something like that when you're younger. Oh, what game are you looking to vote for? Probably refund your SP. Underwater RTS games. Actually pretty pumped about Enter the Gungeon though. Do like roguelites. Trails. Anyone know what the command is for that? Submarine types. Oops, that's bad. $27. Give me 1 sec here. Give you your points back and make a note to refund the off of Enter the Gungeon. Excuse me. It's funny though, we say Underwater, and Subnautica was like one of my favorite games of all time. It's really, really high on my list. That thing might not be... oh, no, it has vulnerability flashes. That's useful. Feedback to the player is so important in so many games, just the devs just don't think about that. You're like, oh, that must be an unkillable enemy. Lucky 1-up. Yeah. Spiky is supporting trails. Whoa, okay. If you touch the fan, you die. Roger. Does anyone know of any other projects similar to this one where, like, an explicit goal of the developer was to set a limitation for themselves? I guess there's a couple, like, Game Jam or, like, student developer titles that are like that. I was reading something about Baba Is You. Maybe it was just like a theming thing that it had to be based on words. I guess they don't often get finished into a full game after the fact. Let alone one that's like perfect like Baba was. I deserve to be dead. In real life too, but also in Micro Mages. It was an orb, not a fairy. Yeah, Dark Souls pretty much. That's cute. Drop down. Increase speed. Reverse direction. Instead of shooting it where I was, you should have shot it where I was going to be. Never could kill the last one. Brother always got it for me. Whee! That's a cool stage end. 7641. There you go, RuneScape. Which is an Ikaruga-like. That was a lame death. So that thing had like one more hit point than I thought it was going to have. Don't bubble me, bro. Need that fairy very badly. I exert some control over the schedule sometimes. If there's a new game that I'm interested in playing, I'll just play it like we did with Breath of the Wild. That's even why we did Zelda in the first place. Excuse y'all. Basically, though, unless if it's something I'm going to play indefinitely offline, it's not something where I want to create the expectation that there's a chance that someone might get a whole game for free, because people might not vote if they think I like a game, which I really don't want people not voting for games if I really like them. So, try to stick to the rules if possible. I think that chest is accessible. Giant eyeballs, classic as you get. Little attack pattern there. Hey, it's like a Starstorm ability. Oh god, that is a pillar that I cannot run past. I thought that was something I could just move. I thought it was a background element. Nice. This room is a time machine devised by Illuminator. Go ahead. Challenge hard mode. I like the text there too. It feels very old school. 1394. Oh, okay. So that's beating the game, and now it's like the original Mario. Well, I'll leave it up to you, Game Saucer. Do you want me to try to get as far as I can in this, or do you want me to swap right into your next game? Speaking of true ending conditions. Yeah. I like what makes hard hard. Okay. Now there are spikes everywhere. And the skeletons all have projectiles. And they take one more hit of damage. I wonder if this was how the game was originally designed, and then they're like, let's make an easy mode for the first playthrough. What's the game over condition in this game, though? I assume an hour was assuming that you game over, you just start over from wherever you had your password. $13.94. No lives. An illusion created by Satan. I never have beaten Ghosts and Goblins. Or Ghouls and Ghosts. I can't keep track of what the name of the game is. Does the Super Nintendo game and the NES game have a different title? One has ghouls, and one has ghosts, and one has goblins in it. NES is Ghosts and Goblins. NES is Ghouls and Ghosts. Okay. So we cut the goblins. Thanks for helping explain stuff to Kirito. Oops. Excuse you. Extra fairy I don't need. Now for the death bones. The scroll rate might be slightly faster too. Spooky ghost boss. I don't remember if he did that in the original version of the fight. He might have. No, he's got little ads. Interesting. That he repeatedly resummons. Okay. Shit. Maybe that's a health percentage thing, too. He's also way faster now, I think. Hooray! Oh, maybe it was health percentage all along. I direly need another heart. It's a shame I lost that one life. Because I misjudged the health points of the skull monster by like 1. There's an extra life. Oh, I bet it's score-based. I think isn't it technically score-based in Mario 2 USA as well? You get a certain number of cherries and a 1-up spawns. So you're really likely to get one in, like, when you first cross that waterfall. Yeah, discord.marstead.com. Feel free. If you get back to a computer or to your phone, check out that FAQ link. That'll probably help a lot. People in Discord are more than happy to help. Oh, they added ice physics. I'm like, what is different here? Great. No! 2-2 skull. 6-4-1-1. Well, that doesn't look fun. This feels the most like a legit NES game, I think. I mean, it's a little bit easier than an NES game from this era. Battle Kid's really cool, but it definitely feels like someone is, you know, trying to make a... Oh, that sucks. I thought I had a fairy. Someone's trying to make like an I Want to Be the Guy style game in the NES. But this one being as short as it is, and it just popping up at the end, it's like... Keep going! You unlock the hard mode, or whatever. Goat bubbles, man. So those things jumping when you attack them is really a mean upgrade to their capabilities. Oh, and they jump when you jump too. They basically jump whenever you input an action. Game over. Alright. That's pretty cool, Game Saucer. So you got one more game. We'll go ahead and swap to it here. Thanks for sharing. This is pretty sweet. I think you can shoot upward while moving, yeah. I don't think it penetrates most materials, though.